Welcome everyone to Tech Broadcast. I have a really cool unboxing here for you today, and it's actually ties back to my first actual YouTube video that I actually shot on an old Samsung Nexus phone. The audio was really bad on it. Actually, I don't even know if it had audio. I haven't watched that video in forever, but as bad as the video and audio was on it, it actually is my most popular video to date. And I did this about 4 years ago, first started college, and I needed a laptop, and I wanted something that I could game on that was performance oriented and also had good support along with it. Because when you go to school for 3-4 years, you want something that you're going to be able to carry around for that long. So I wanted to get the beastie system I could, and also wanted to get it at a good price, and I did want something that looked good. I wanted something that was a little unique, that wasn't you know, your Best Buy, you know, whatever laptops that they have there, your general laptops that everyone has. And I'm not a MacBook guy or any type of Mac productive system, so I didn't want to go that route. But what actually I have here today is I'm going to do a few videos on this. The first one I'm actually going to do is just a general unboxing, and what we have here is an Alienware m14x. And again, this was my first video that I actually did. It's when I first started going to school in Miami to finish out my college degree. And I needed a laptop, and the first thing I did was I started searching around on the internet. And I wanted something I could do a little bit of gaming on it. I don't do a ton of gaming on as much now as I used to, but I did like playing games just to you know, relax, get a little bit of free time that you have, and just overall just get into the experience of the game. And then when I got into that and I created the first video, it actually became really popular. It's still my most popular video now, and the audio and video quality is horrible. It was shot on a cell phone. So that really made me lean towards creating more videos, because people are actually asking me questions that I could answer because I had the system and I helped them. And you know, it helped them to purchase the system or maybe go a different route for their needs. And I really enjoyed that. That's something I really got out of creating the video. So this actually changed me in many different ways. It's one reason why I still do the YouTube channel. It's one reason why I still love creating videos as a second, not really a career. It's more of a hobby. It's more of a hobby that I enjoy almost as much as my actual career that I'm going into. That being said, what I actually have here is, I believe it's the 3rd or 4th generation of the Alienware m14x. They tend to jump out generations so much. You got R1, R2, R3. I know it's pretty sure it's not the R2. I believe it's the R3. But I'll jump into it just to get a little quick overview of this. It actually has a new Haswell Intel i7 processor in it. I believe it's the 40... I'll get into that when I get into the specs. I'm not sure on the total specs on it. I know it has the new i7 Haswell chip in it, which is very cool because that just came out in the mobile world, also in the desktop world. If you've been following that, it has the new NVIDIA 700 series graphics card in it. It has a 1080 IPS display. That was one of my big gripes when I actually did my first unboxing and review of my first Alienware m14x, is that the display, it had a very poor color reproduction, and it had a glossy non-IPS display, which really made it difficult to view on angles and lighting. It was difficult to actually use for a couple hours because it just hurts your eyes so much. And if you're doing any type of video creating or any type of photography work, you want something that you're going to be able to, one, throw around, and it's going to have to be a little bit durable. It's going to have some killer performance on it, because those products, especially if you're using Adobe Suites, is very demanding on your CPU and your GPU if you're using things correctly. And overall, I wanted something that had just an overall good experience and looked a little unique. I don't like a system that's, I mean, everyone had the MacBook Pros, and that's not what I wanted, and I'm just not a Mac guy at this point. I love their products. I recently just washed my iPod, and it still works. I mean, like a 50-minute cycle in a washer, and it still works. I used it today on like an hour run, and it's still functioning. So I do have to give them a little bit of credit there. But like I said, in this video, I'm just going to be doing an unboxing of this, but this does have the 1080p IPS display. That's the real highlight here. It is designed differently. It has a little bit different design than the previous m14x does. And this is a 14-inch gaming laptop, and I'm curious to see how the performance is going to be with the 700 series mobile GPU in there with a 1080p display. Like I said, this is probably one of the most, actually, I'm not sure if they market it this way, but it's right up there, top tier one of the highest performing 14-inch laptops you could get. The first thing you notice here on the outside of the box is Alienware, which is actually a Dell company now. It's more of their gaming performance and you know, kind of, I wouldn't call it a higher end because they do have a business class system where you can really configure some expensive systems in there. They're going to destroy this performance-wise when it comes to any type of CAD work or anything along that line. So this is more towards the gaming, but you can do a ton of stuff, especially with this NVIDIA card that has some CUDA cores in it that works very well with Adobe products. Their packaging is overall great. You can see they've always went with kind of a black box. It comes in a nice case. Most all of them that I've seen come with a handle on them. I've ordered a few from the outlet that don't come with a handle on them, a few systems from there, and it just comes in a regular box, but that's similar to almost all of them. So it comes in a nice box here. They have changed the Alien logo here a little bit on the front. The Alien logo is the same, but just the overall design looks a little different. And that's it. It actually came in this, and it just had a little tiny shell on the outside of it, and that's it. It's a lot smaller than it actually used to be. My first m14x box was huge. It was a very large box. It actually came with a bunch of goodies on the inside, and I actually still have one today. I don't know if this came with my 17-inch that I've previously had. That actually I ended up getting rid of that and downgrading to the 14-inch, but it came with one of them, so they do usually pack some goodies in here. So I'm curious to see what's actually going to be in the box. I'm really curious to see what the system's going to look like. Especially the display, and they have changed the design system of it a little bit. That being said, let's jump in and get in this box and see what's actually in here. I'm really curious to see what all we actually have in this system. So as you can see from the box, again, it is all black, similar to how kind of Corsair kind of packages their system. Usually it's top-notch quality. When I ordered my first one, it was in a bigger box, but the packaging was actually great in it. So I am interested to see that. One thing I do want to mention here is that it is in a nice briefcase style box, which actually is, if you need to ship the system out, it is pretty handy there. A lot of people knock Alienware or Dell systems, mainly because of, you know, yes, you can get a few products cheaper, but they go above and beyond, and they have great customer service. I've used the Dell customer service a lot. And so the first thing I actually noticed here is that this thing is packaged. This is probably the best packaging I've seen in a laptop ever. And I'm not joking. This is actually the best packaging I've seen out of anything. And Corsair really knows how to package stuff. I usually really give them credit for their boxing and packaging of systems, but this thing is definitely well packaged. So the first thing I want to go over here is just the accessories. Man, I'm just impressed by how well laid out this is. Again, it does only come in one color. You can't order it in the red that you previously used to be able to, but we do have it in that kind of a silverish, light silverish display there. It's not shiny at all. It does have kind of a, it does feel metal actually. So the first thing I want to do is just go over the accessories. We just have the power cord here, which plugs into the power brick, which actually is the same size as the m14x. This is a pretty standard size for your general 14-inch performance-oriented laptop. I will mention that my system that I'm loaning right now, it's a Lenovo W530. It has a about twice as large power cord or power brick as this. So we do have that there. It does have a little glow LED light there, which is pretty cool. Alienware likes their LED lights. And then what we actually have here is just overall, looks like an overall, yep, 1996. A little bit story into Alienware, which actually wasn't previously owned by Dell. It was just a previous small startup computer company. And then we got some logo stuff here. Very nice. Man, they really know how to sell you on the packaging. With people that don't see nice packaging on stuff and appreciate it, I'm sorry. But this is packaged very well. We got your quick start guide here, which we actually see. Alienware m14x quick start guide, not anything special, just how to power it on, what the overall, just the general, basically how to turn the system on. If you don't know how to turn it on, this probably isn't the system for you, but I'd recommend it for you anyways. And then we just have your resource DVD here. It's probably gonna have your Windows on it and your drivers. If you need those, I suggest when you first power it up, do a Windows backup on it just to be safe. And then you got your warranty, safety, and regulatory information there. And then if we jump in and actually get a quick shot of the system here. maybe, if I don't knock over the tripod, which I do need a new tripod. And the overall feel of the actual system, this is metal. It's some type of aluminum, I can definitely tell that. They also have some rubber finish there, which is very nice. And so looking at the front grille here, right here is actually where the speakers are at there in the front. You do have a nice grille here to help let some of the audio out for you to have a better experience. These are going to have good speakers. I've never had any Alienware system that didn't, so I can pretty much stand behind that. They don't really ship their system. I believe it has the clips or however you want to pronounce it. System in there. And then what we have actually here is you have your one exhaust vent here on the right that we can see right there. That's one thing that kind of killed me about the first one, is that you have one fan that's actually cooling the CPU and the GPU in here. Did a good job, but the m14x actually has two fans in there. We got your power cord, power plug-in right there, and I swear I'm going to knock this tripod over at some point. But you got your power plug-in cord right there, and if we just look here at the side, you have your DVD player. You can do a DVD in here if you want, do a Blu-ray if you like that. It does have an SD card slot, which I love. If you do any type of video work, you're going to love an SD card slot, so you don't have to carry around something for that. Then it looks like we have a standard USB 3.0 there, and then just an Ethernet plug-in, which I like both of those also. And I'm hoping over here, I'm assuming some of these are 3.0. These two are, yep, there we go. Okay, it also looks like a display port, and then we also have an HDMI, which is cool. One of these is probably in. That's what I'm assuming. This might be an HDMI in, probably a display port out, HDMI in. You have two USB super speed, which is 3.0. Yep, two USB 3.0 here on the right, headphone, and I believe it does have two headphones, which is awesome. Two headphone jacks, and then we also have just your microphone jack there if you want to plug in a microphone at this thing. So what we're actually going to do is actually open up the system, see what the inside looks like. This is probably, and that's what I like to see. This is actually a matte finish here. If we just look here at the Mousepad, get a quick overview here. You have your standard Mousepad. It's actually a little different. I actually like this much better. It has your left and right mouse click here. Everything here is rubberized, similar to a phone, honestly. It feels kind of like a phone, especially some of the Motorola phones. Just a high quality rubber feel. The touchpad here is very nice. I will say that it does stick. Can get a little sticky there. That might be because my hands are, from opening everything, has that on there. But overall, it's very nice. Good quality. Feels, do notice when I press around there, there's a little gap there. But not anything too particular. Left and right mouse click here. Again, they feel great. They really have a good tactical feel here. And then we have the keyboard, which we're going to rate. So if we're just looking at the overall key structure here, it does have a full standard keyboard on there. And this is a little bit different layout than their previous systems. It does feel like this came from their business class laptops. But oh, it's a really nice feel. These are kind of rubberized. They're definitely not plastic feeling. There's no plastic feeling. Basically anything I can feel here. Even that's pretty high quality. It does have a nice overall feel to it. It's not mechanical, but there's not a whole lot we can do there. But overall, man, that's a really nice feel to the keyboard. We do have looks like some more speaker grills up here. I'm not sure if this one has a subwoofer on it. I know some of the previous ones, they didn't advertise it, but from what I found, people were saying that there were some subwoofers in there. We have the Alienware logo right here at the front once we start getting up to the top of the display. And even this is kind of a rubberized finish. Really cool. I really do like that. It's a really cool looking system. If I don't turn it around here. And overall, a great keyboard, great mouse, and key combo there. I really like their keyboard. They are the second best keyboard that I've actually ever used, the Alienware systems. They don't quite beat Lenovo though. Lenovo, especially their W520, X220, anything with a 20 in it, in 20 below, have some of the best keyboards out on the market, hands down. But these are the second best easily, and this overall, I can tell already that I could type on this for days, and I can tell by the screen that this might actually be my system of choice, because this is actually a matte finish, which has me excited. All right, taking a look at the actual front of the system, you can actually tell that this is a standard IPS display. This is actually pretty exciting to me, because that was the only gripe I had about the first one, was that this was actually a gloss finish. This is an IPS, definitely IPS non-gloss. It does look a matte, but it doesn't look like it's going to be the heavy gloss matte, or not heavy gloss, but the heavy coating matte on there that all the older IPS displays had. I am excited about that. It does have a webcam up here. The overall, I don't really like large bezels around my systems in general, but overall I'm pretty excited about that. That being said, let's actually do a first boot here. And right there's your power cord, or your power cable. It's not plugged in, so that's kind of somewhat concerning. I probably should have done that, but I do want to mention one thing. Keyboard lights up. Yay! I know some people may think that's childish, but that's alright. I'm allowed to be a child now and then. Anyways, you can turn those off actually. Oh, the mouse lights up. And you see the trackpad actually lights up also that we got right there. Then we have some glow. That's different. That is completely different than what their older ones used to be. So you actually have more customized lighting options. And then if we just look here, overall starts up and I see my battery lights flashing at me, which isn't good. But anyways, I'm excited about this display. That's one thing I'm really excited about. And overall, I really like the LED finish here. I do like that. Sorry I'm moving the camera around. I need a new tripod. That's going to include my unboxing and just overall presence and my first 10 minutes I've actually had with the system. This is mainly focused on just the actual feel you actually receive when you actually get a system like this and what you expect from it. A few things to note is that it's widely improved of what the first the R1 was, the M14x R1. I mean, in a bunch of ways. Build quality is much better. It's one of the best built laptops, minus some of the higher end business, especially on Lenovo or even Dell's higher end business, have great build quality. The overall feel of it's very nice. It is a heavier laptop. I will mention that for 14-inch. I'm going to get into the specs and overall review, gaming, how it does, heat, temperature, you know, quality of you know, video editing. I am going to get into a review like that. That's going to be a lot more detailed. This is just going over a few pros and cons that I see in it. It does have some of the highest performance you can get out of a 14-inch system. Has the new 700 series graphics cards, and it also has the Intel, the new Haswell i7 in it. I just picked the base i7, the base quad core, which is fine with me. The first thing I did notice when I actually opened this is that it is a little bit of a redesign. You do have a little bit of modification from what the previous system design was. In the screen, they listen to their customers. Some laptop companies do this. There's actually a lot of companies out there that listen to their customers more than what you think. One is actually Fractal. Fractal is really good at the R4. People screamed to have a window in that, and they went around and did that. Alienware did the same thing here. People were very disturbed with the display, especially me. I was, I mean, I bashed it a little harder than I would like, because honestly, I wasn't expecting my video to progress high up. If you search Alienware M14x, it's the first one there, and it's a junk video, but overall, that was the big disappointment in this thing, is that the display just wasn't up there. This is a great display. 1080p IPS matte finish. It does have a nice matte finish. You will see some glare on it, of course, if we tilt down like that, but I have artificial lighting in here, so it's a little bit, you know, a little bit not done as well there. Let's get the lighting on here a little bit, just to show you little effects here. It is a little bit more, if you were in a business-oriented environment, this may not be the best bet for you, but I ran around with this at school, and I kind of dabbled in the business a little bit, and I didn't have any problem with it. People did ask questions on it. It is a system that does pack a punch to it, but overall, build quality is top-notch. Keyboard, 100% love it. I do love the little LED light here on the keyboard and mouse. That's pretty cool, and it will disappear. I don't want to hold it up too long, but it will disappear. One thing I do notice here is that the bottom is getting pretty hot, but again, It's mid-80s here in Ohio, so it is a pretty warm, humid environment, especially with artificial lights and stuff. And I'm upstairs, so it does get rather warm. It does. So I do like the lighting aspect of that. A few other things, the build quality, again, I know I've mentioned this a lot. It does have a little bit different design here on the front. You can change the lighting here on the top of the LCD. The two lights there it's not connected to the monitor. These are actually LED lights that you can change and modify however you please. You know, it does. Whoa, see, this kind of gives a good visual broadcast of what the IPS display is like. I'm really impressed with that. That's definitely the best upgrade here. I've always been a fan of kind of the rubber feel of it, and I didn't find that mine wore out. Some people did have a few issues with theirs, but from what I heard, Dell was really quick to actually fix that. That's been my unboxing and just a little quick 10-minute overlook of this system. I am going to get into a review of how it actually performs. I don't have it very long, actually. I have about a week on it right now to where I can do some stuff with it. It may be something that I purchase in the future. I'll get into the specs and all that stuff as I get into a more in-depth review. I plan on doing a little bit of gaming on it, some video editing, and just some overall, just some work on it. I got a lot of studying coming up for state exams, so I do have to get that underway. Audio, I did run a quick YouTube video on it just to see what kind of audio we got here. Audio is great. Like I said, all Alienware systems have really good audio. That's something that you can really count on there. Thanks everyone again for watching J-Wolf Tech Broadcast. This has been my unboxing and kind of mini review preview of the Alienware m14x. This is the current version, 2013. That's what I'm going to call it, because I don't really know what revision we're in anymore. Each system's a little different. Thanks everyone again for watching, and stay tuned for a little bit more in-depth reviews and any other computer hardware that you might be into.